I'd never been to, on nights when he claimed to be working late. Hotel charges from business trips that supposedly had him staying at company-approved locations. My hands were actually shaking as I counted them. Dozens of receipts spanning months, painting a picture of a life I knew nothing about. That's when I remembered his laptop. Theo was meticulous about his technology, but in his rush to find himself, he'd forgotten the old MacBook he kept in our bedroom for watching Netflix when I opened it. Muscle memory had him logged into everything. Email accounts, social media. Even his banking apps. I should have closed it. I should have respected his privacy, but the woman who just had her wedding cancelled 3 days before the ceremony, she had different priorities. The dating profiles hit first. Multiple apps, all with recent activity dates. Photos I recognized from our early relationship, but bioinformation that made him sound single and ready to mingle. Messages with women whose names I didn't recognize. Conversations that spanned weeks and months. My stomach dropped further with each swipe, each flirtatious exchange, each confirmation that, while I was tasting wedding cakes, my fiancé was scheduling dates with strangers. But then I found Amber sweet. Trusting Amber, who thought she was in an exclusive relationship with a man named Theo, who was finally ready to settle down after getting out of a long relationship. Their message history went back 8 months. Right to the middle of our engagement, photos of them together, at places he told me were work events. Screenshots of apartment listings they'd been looking at together, plans for a future that had no room for a fiancé. Named Isla. The financial documents were the final nail in the coffin. Credit cards I didn't know existed. Maxed out with cash advances and gambling charges. Bank statements showing a pattern of debt that went back years. And then the piece that made my blood run cold. A credit card application in my name, approved and active with charges I'd never made. He'd been using my information to fund whatever mess his life had become, planning to disappear before I ever found out. Something crystallized in me that morning as I sat surrounded by evidence of Theo's betrayal. It wasn't just anger anymore, it was clarity for months. I'd been the perfect fiancé, smoothing over his inconsistencies, making excuses for his behavior, protecting his image to his family. But his family deserved to know who they were really defending. And honestly, I deserved to watch their world shift. The same way mine had. Meredith found me 3 hours later, methodically organizing bank statements into chronological piles. "You look different," she said, setting down coffee and studying my face. Less devastated, more dangerous. She was right, the crying was done. Now came the reckoning. The plan formed itself naturally. Patricia had called me the day after Theo's announcement, her voice thick with sympathy and rage at her sons. Terrible timing. She'd insisted we keep our weekly dinner date, claiming the family needed to support me through this difficult transition. Theo wouldn't be there apparently. He was staying with friends while he processed his feelings. Perfect. I spent 2 days preparing, like it was the most important presentation of my career. Screenshots of every dating profile, printed and organized by date. Bank statements highlighted to show the pattern of deception. Hotel receipts arranged to correspond with his supposed business trips. I even called Amber, pretending to be a mutual friend who'd heard about their relationship. She was eager to share details about her wonderful boyfriend Theo, who'd been so honest about ending his previous engagement to focus on their future together. The night of the dinner, I dressed carefully. Not like a grieving ex-fiancé, but like someone with a purpose. Patricia hugged me at the door with tears in her eyes, ushering me into their familiar dining room where Robert and Chloe waited with expressions of gentle concern. The table was set with their good china comfort food, filling every available space. They were treating me like wounded family, ready to help heal whatever damage their son had caused. "We are so sorry about Theo's behavior." Patricia began passing me her famous garlic bread. "We raised him better than this. The timing is just inexcusable." Robert nodded gravely, adding that they'd had serious words with their son about responsibility and commitment. Chloe reached across the table to squeeze my hand, promising that Theo would come to his senses once he worked through whatever quarter-life crisis had possessed him. They spoke